Today we are from Group 3 Paradise want to present about Activity 1, which is my company. Before that, what is CCM? CCM is Companies Commission of Malaysia, as known as Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia, SSM. It is act as registration incorporation agency for businesses and companies. Let me introduce our company name is Paradise Culinary, which is premium wedding caterer. We provide a variety of delectable foods to whet your appetite, and we have highly qualified and experienced workforces that ensure you receive the best services possible at all times. Next, this is our group members and also the shareholder of this company. Amir as a director and I as secretary. Our company is limited by shares. The shareholders are legally responsible for the debts of the company. This company was a private company who owned by the founder of the company. The share is limited and not publicly traded on the open market. That's all for me. I will pass it to Gagas. Thank you.
Thank you, Amalina, for the explanation. Now I'm gonna proceed to the next agenda. It's how to form a company in Malaysia. All section cover under Companies Act 2016. So basically there are 5 section Companies Act 2016 apply in order for incorporation company in Malaysia. There are section 14, 15, 16, 17, and 19. In the first section, it told us when a person wants to form an organization, he or she shall apply for incorporation to the registrar. This also includes the aim of forming the company must be a lawful purpose. In the next section, after filling the applying form for incorporation and thus the registrar is satisfied with the necessities and complied with the payment, the registrar will register the particular company and assign variety to the company for its number. And in the third section, which is section 16, told us that under section 15, the registrar shall and have a power to refuse the registration if he or he isn't satisfied with the requirement of detect unlawful purpose by the one that wishes to form a company. And in the section 17, if the applying for incorporation has been approved by the registrar, upon payment of prescribed fee, the registrar may issue the certificate on incorporation form to the company. And last section, under the incorporation of company in section 19, which is that the notice and conclusive proof that condition and also the preceding and incidental problem with this act are complied with in relation to the registrant, which the company is correctly registered under this act.
Thank you, Gagas, for the explanation on how to form a company. Now I will continue to explain on application of incorporation. So all businesses registered in Malaysia has to go through the Companies Commission of Malaysia, which is a statutory body established by an Act of Parliament to regulate corporate bodies and business affairs in Malaysia. So individuals who intend to register a business under a trade name must first obtain approval from the registrar of business. Once the name has been approved, the SSM registration process will proceed as follows, which is individuals must complete business registration form A, which includes the business names, start date, principal, place of business, address of the business branch, if any, information about the owners and partners, and the type of business decided to carry out. If more than one business owner is involved, each owner and partner must sign the completed form. And the application form must be submitted over the counter or through the online SSM e-lodgement services in the SSM's website. So the first step is browse to the CCM official website at worldwideweb.ssm.com.my. So when it's already in the main page, then under the legal framework, select Companies Act 2016. So after that, in order to find Schedule A, scroll down a bit on the page. So as you can see in Schedule A, there are 7 types of forms, but we only have to download the PDF form of the application for registration and begin with filling it out. In the form, we have to put only one director based on section 14.1 because our company is a private company. But make sure please read all of the section covered under incorporation or in its effect Division 2 of the Companies Act 2016 before filling out the application. After downloading the registration form, please be sure to fill in the names of the company's directors and members as well as the type of the company once downloaded. Be informed that the MSIC code, which is included in the application for registration form and can be found on the MSIC website at msic.states.gov.my, because it is required to filling out the complete form. As you can see, we can find MSIC code through this main page. After you see the MSIC structure search, enter all of the specification details needed for the MSIC structure based on the activity provided by the company. Then press the search tab. For example, if the specific scope of Paradise Culinary is services, then you can start entering all of the information related to the company's business activities that is available in the filling column. After that, you can get the information you need, especially for the MSIC code. So this is the example for our application of registration form by Paradise Culinary. Then after completing the application for registration, submit it to the registrar and wait for the confirmation of registration number and certificate from the registrar. So this will be the certificate look and the registration number of the company if it has already been approved.
Hello, good morning everyone. So I am Amar Ben Latif and I am appointed as the Director and CEO of Paradise Culinary SD and Berhad, which is a private company. So before getting into the constitution of the Paradise company, I would like to discuss about what is told in the new Companies Act of 2016 about the constitution. According to section 31 of the same act, constitution is mandatory for only companies limited by guarantee. So the company that we have chosen is not limited by guarantee, but still we have decided to make a constitution to lay out our different objectives, names and things like that, so that it is clear for the running of business. So the same Companies Act in section 35 stipulates that if you choose to make a constitution for your company, what are the guidelines or what are the mandatory details that you have to include in the constitution. The mandatory details to be included are name of the company, the place of its incorporation, the type of company, the liability type and things like that. So before to that, going into a constitution, we have decided that we'll make it according to the Companies Act of 2016. So I would be discussing the constitution of Paradise Culinary SDN Berhad now. So naturally we started with the incorporation date and the company, private limited company tagline. Then once it started, the first point is name of the company. Later on, the next one is registered office. So we have said that it is registered in Malaysia, hence the whole applicability of the Companies Act of 2016. Then the next one is the type of company. This is a private limited company by shares, private company limited by shares. Then the liability of the members liability is limited, and that is for point number 4. The next point number 5, is the biggest point of this whole constitution. This point gives the objectives and purpose of the company. We have actually highlighted 10 objectives and purpose of the company, but we won't be discussing all of that. To give an idea, those are basic points, like generally to transact in the business of catering, what all needs to be done, this company will be doing that. Second is any promotion we need to do, we will be doing that. Any management consultancy services we need to provide, we would be providing that. In case of acquisition, merger, or expansion to domestic as well as abroad countries, we would be also doing that. So that is also laid down in the constitution. Then we have given the powers and duties of a director, then followed by the secretary, who is the secretary and what would be her roles, which is followed by minutes and books, which is minutes of the meeting, and the last one is secrecy clause, which we included in the constitution because we feel it is very fundamental because of the nature of a business that our recipes and our secrets and our business secrets should be kept as a secret. So who has access to those are also detailed in that. I hope I have covered all the basic points stipulated under the act and also some additional points. That's all about the constitution. The constitution is signed by the CEO, director, and the secretary of the company. Thank you.